There are some executives you see and you go, there's something there. There are other executives you watch and you keep your eye on. But then there are the executives that you study intently. Welcome to Executive Study. My name is Darren Greenfield. I study leaders and brands, and then I make them better. We had one episode before, and we are coming back with a second episode about Ray Daniels, who I think is the best coach for Gen Z and Gen Alpha if they want to get into any part of the entertainment or the music industry. Well, today what we're going to be talking about is something that I call having extra confidence in the product, but no confidence in the hypothesis. What's on today's film that we're studying? Ray Daniels, listening to Lil Wayne, one of the most decorated artists in hip hop, tell the world that he's not S without a Coachella invite.
Lil Wayne was he in his feelings a little bit? I think so.
Read a tweet.
Okay. It's truly a humbling experience when events like Coachella and the Grammys come around, and like clockwork, I'm uninvited and uninvolved. I appreciate my position or space I hold in your heart and mind, if so, because you're the humbling experience that's timeless, and for that, I thank you. I ain't shit without you.
Most people would have nodded sympathetically to console Lil Wayne, but Ray Daniels refused. What he says back is a masterclass in something I call having extra confidence in the product, but no confidence in the hypothesis. And once you see it, you'll catch it everywhere you see that undervalued people go wrong.
I'll just say this. What frustrates me is when greats give brands power. When a great person gives a great brand power. Lil Wayne brand is just as big, or if not bigger than Coachella. The brand, Lil Wayne brand is huge. It's just as big. So why wouldn't an artist, this lets you know why artists aren't billionaires like they should be.
You know, as a leader in any space, sometimes your job is to confront the high performers around you, to remind them who they are by refusing to allow them to accept their hypothesis about what a specific moment in their career means. Ray Daniels does this in this clip with firmness, with precision, and with encouragement when he speaks to someone that has the stature of a Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne had Louisiana Fest. Louisiana Fest. Do you know if he started doing that and kept doing it in 30 years, there are going to be people that's mad that they didn't get picked for Louisiana Fest? Who started Coachella? Do we even know? We don't even care. That's my point. The only thing that made the person that started Coachella special was they built the brand and they stuck with it. And now because they stuck with it, they get to pick and choose who they want to make a king and queen in their world. And maybe Wayne ain't worthy in their world, but who gives a fuck? You are Wayne. If I was Wayne, you know what I would do if next year Coachella don't invite me? I'd throw my own concert right there in the Coachella Valley. I'll throw my own Louisiana Fest concert. And you know what I'll do? I'll go get some brands and I'll do it for free. Everybody can show up. Show Coachella your power now.
Now, Lil Wayne's hypothesis that not being invited by a big box brand like Coachella means that something is missing, that something has fallen off in his brand. He goes to the length to tell these people that he's not SHIT without them. And after hearing this quote, it moves something in Ray, and Ray confronts him directly. He confronts him by asking him, do you understand who the heck you are? Stop crying about getting invited there and show them that the invitation is too low for the brand that you have built. In that exchange, I believe I see in this leadership moment that Ray is putting out 3 different fires. And today I want to talk about all 3 because they will be useful to you as a leader, to you as an artist, to you as somebody trying to make your way in your industry. What's fire number 1? Fire number 1 is your brand is only or will get only as big as the nose that you let crush you. Let me say that again. Your brand is only or will get only as big as the no's, the N-O's that you let crush it. Ray gives Wayne a lesson that even people at the top must remember every once in a while. Your value is capped at the moment you hear no, you're not worth it, and you believe it. You see, people telling you no does not set the reality of your market. People telling you no and you believing that no is what sets the reality of your market. Let's look at the psychology behind this. Behavioral economists call it anchoring. What is anchoring? It's whatever number, status, or signal gets dropped first into a negotiation becomes the reference point everyone, including you, quietly measures from. There's also this idea of reflected appraisal from social psychology. We start to see ourselves through the eyes of those whose judgment we accept. The minute that Wayne accepts Coachella's silence as a verdict on his worth, Coachella becomes the anchor and the mirror at the same time. And what Ray Daniels is essentially saying to him is, don't let them set the price and don't let them set the reflection. Let's look at fire number 2. A market is only as great as its most valued product.
My problem with us is when we sit around and we complain like we are not who the fuck we are. You are Lil Wayne. I don't know who started Coachella. I don't give a fuck about Coachella. I give a fuck about you, bro. The fans don't give a fuck about Coachella. Coachella is just a gathering area for fans to come see people like you. When you give them power, you actually making the artist look weak. So my thing is that sometimes you react when you react by Twitter fingers, when you should react by putting your pen to paper and say, here's the plan we're going to do to win. I want to show Coachella my value.
You see, Ray here is not only thinking about Wayne as an artist, he's thinking about the artistry in the playground that Wayne plays in. Ray can't let Wayne lower his price or lower his perceived worth, because if he does, the rest of the market gets dragged down with him. What do I mean? When the highest value products in a market start to come down in their perceived value, anything that is priced below them comes down too. Why? Because value and pricing operate in a hierarchy unless you move the market in a manner that is outside of or bigger than that hierarchy. An example, Kanye West. He moves outside or above the hierarchy, so his value is not connected to the market itself. His value is one that makes an exception for the market and is not the rule of the market. So now I want to talk about the pricing principle. In pricing strategy, this is the price ceiling effect that we're talking about. Premium goods don't just charge more. They create the room for everything beneath them to charge what they charge. When Hermès discounts a Birkin, it doesn't just hurt Hermès. It compromises the perceived value of every luxury bag below it. The same is true in music. When a tier 1 legend signals, I'll take whatever you give me, I just want to be desperately invited to your show, that means that every artist that is priced under that legend just lost leverage in some of their negotiations. You see, why I think Ray Daniels is such a genius needs to be studied is because Ray isn't only protecting Wayne in this situation, he is protecting the ceiling that protects everyone else. Fire number 3. You don't fight being undervalued by becoming a pick-me.
This, whoever this white man, a black white woman, whoever it is that started Coachella is looking like, look at Lil Wayne. He wants to get picked. Let me tell Lil Wayne this story. I'll tell Lil Wayne this. This is a true story. When I left my job, I wanted to get loud. I was like, I know how to fix the business. So I reach out to my partner and I say, yo, hit them Earn Your Leisure guys, EYL guys. Tell them I want to do their show. She hit back and said, they said you only have 18,000 followers. They don't want to talk to you. At that moment, I could have easily tweeted, man, these EYL guys don't care about the culture. They don't care. They don't want to really talk to music. And no, they're playing their game. Their game is numbers. My game was something different. I had to go get my numbers up so I can then play their game. And I've been on EYL twice now.
Ray points out something special here. that if you beg the people who undervalue you to value you, the most they will ever value you is at an undervalued position. So even if your goal is to get them to value you more than you value yourself, you still have to take the strategy of valuing yourself more than they will ever value you. Why? Because they will only see you as valuable again once one of two things happens. You make them realize that you are a formidable competitor, or you make them pay a premium to access you again because you've earned that premium price from somewhere else. We see this in the pricing research. Studies on price quality inference show that when buyers can't fully verify quality, they use price itself as a quality signal. Lowering your price to win a buyer often lowers their estimate of your quality at the same time. So when Wayne sends this message, even if Coachella was thinking about him in an undervalued position, his value just dropped more in their eyes, which is the opposite of the intended effect. The same thing happens in negotiations. Research on BATNA. What is BATNA? The best alternative to a negotiated agreement consistently shows that the party with the strongest walkaway position commands the best terms. In other words, people don't reward desperation with respect. What people reward is leverage. Ray is teaching Wayne to rebuild his BATNA in public, to behave like the man who has somewhere else to be besides Coachella, because that is the only posture that reprices him in the eyes of the very people who tried to discount him. So across both episodes, the same Ray Daniels shows up. He's a coach who lets his people miss shots in the game so they can become real shooters, and a coach who refuses to let his peers accept a discount on themselves. That's the full Ray Daniels equation. Develop the people under you with patience and protect the people next to you with conviction. Don't lower the ceiling. Don't beg the room. Read the tweet, ask the question, and bet on the brand that you actually built. This is why, if you are Gen Z or Gen Alpha trying to find a coach in the music business, one who loves the culture enough to make you do the work and respects the business enough to make you charge with your worth, you may want to study Ray Daniels. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Executive Study. Once again, my name is Darren Greenfield, and I study leaders and brands and then make them better. We'll see you on the next episode.